Hello everyone, welcome to Zgorgelec's channel. For today's video, I am here in Görlitz, Germany. Join me in my little tour here in this beautiful city. Görlitz is the easternmost city in Germany, district town of the Görlitz district in the Free State of Saxony, and the largest city in the Upper Lusatia. It lies on the Lusatia Nyse, which has been the border with Poland since 1945. The border separated the eastern parts of the city in the other side of the river. These districts form the independent Polish city of Zgorgelec. Görlitz was almost completely spared from destruction during the Second World War. The historic old town was preserved. All the main faces of Central European architectural styles can be seen in their houses. The old town is surrounded by extensive Wilhelminian-style quarters. With over 4,000 largely restored cultural and architectural monuments, Görlitz is often described as the largest contiguous monument area in Germany. Görlitz owes its status as a popular and frequently used film set to this special cityscape. The Luther Church is a neo-Romanist church in the city of Görlitz. It was the first new Protestant church to be built in this city after the Reformation. The church building survived the two world wars without any significant damage, but from the 1950s onwards, there was an increasing structural damage which made restoration necessary. Thanks to broad support from the Evangelical Church in the Federal Republic, the renovation of the Luther Church began on October 25, 1976. The work was completed after around 4 years, and the inauguration could finally take place on May 3, 1981. Extensive repairs to the brickwork have been carried out since the mid-2000s, also with the help of the German Foundation for Monument Protection. The Kaisertrutz was built between 1490 and 1520 as a gun bastion for the Reichenbach Gate. At that time, it was a new type of fortification that was intended to protect the access of the Via Regia long-distance trade route to Görlitz. The Görlitz Theater is a theater building for opera and drama in the East Saxon city of Görlitz. The building is popularly known as the Little Zempa Opera House due to its opulent interior design. The Reichenbach Tower, probably built in the 13th century and first mentioned in 1376, is the western part of the historic fortification of Görlitz. With a height of 51 meters, it is the tallest of the 3 fortified towers in Görlitz. The thick tower, erected in 1250, is part of the historic fortification of Görlitz. The 46-meter-tall tower is the most massive tower in the city. Its walls in the lower part reach a thickness of 5.34 meters, thus the name of a thick tower. The tower kept its appearance throughout the centuries. However, the fighting platform was walled up and a new copper hood in Renaissance style was added in the 16th century. The Frauenkirche is a 3-aisled hall church in the late Gothic style. The church was once located at the gates of the city of Görlitz. However, it is now in the middle of the center and shapes the image of the city center. In the fall of 1989, it was the starting point for prayers for peace in the city. Postplatz is considered one of the most beautiful city squares in Görlitz. The oval square is bordered to the south by a series of Wilhelminian-style buildings. Jakobusstraße and Berliner Straße form the extension to the southern train station. Typical Prussian buildings border the square to the east and west. The post office, especially with its large backyard, takes up almost the entire eastern area. The regional court and the district court are now located in the simple red pinker brick building in the west. A sprawling building group in the late Classicist style of the early Wilhelminian period is located on the north side of the square. In the middle of the square, there is a magnificent artificial fountain, the Muschel Minna. Görlitzer Untermarkt is the central square in the old town hall. The town hall and therefore the majority of the administration have always had their headquarters on this square. The square is divided into a northern and a southern part by the central development. The Neptune Fountain is on the southern side of the square, a few meters in front of the town hall or the row. It dates back to 1756 and was made by a stone mason Johann Georg Matauschk from Wenig-Rachwitz near Löwenberg. Until the 17th century, a reed box decorated with 8 beautiful virtues and a column on which a giant with an imperial coat of arms stood on the site of the fountain. This gave way to a simple wooden chest in the 17th century. Shortly known as Peter's Church, it towers over the Neisse Valley and dominates the historic old town with its copper-covered high roof and the pair of white towers that can be seen from afar. There was a basilica on this site as early as 1230. The five-aisled late Gothic church, built between 1425 and 1497, is a pseudo-basilical whole church. In contrast to a pure whole church, the 2 outer naves of the 5 naves are lower than the 3 middle naves of the same height. With a length of 72 meters and width of 39 meters, St. Peter and Paul is the largest late Gothic whole church in Saxony. The inventory was destroyed in the city fire of 1691, after which the church was re-equipped in the Baroque style. The 284-meter high towers were built between 1881 and 1891. The church is a landmark of the city. A special feature is the sun organ with a Baroque front with radiating pipes on 17 suns from 1703.
So I hope that you like this city tour. Until my next travel, this is Jongy's channel. Cheers!